Hello, welcome to Morning Flow. I'm Leo Bray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center. Please visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to check out our schedule of daily offerings online. And if you're local in Palm Springs, you can join us in person, outdoors, safety distance, all that good stuff. Check out details online. My outdoor is Thursday, 8:15 in Route Party Park. They're all in Route Party Park. And there's a tip jar online where you can make contributions to support these classes that we offer while we're not currently running a fee-based basis. We'll start out sitting or kneeling today. You can stay just how you are. Get comfortable. I'm going to sit just like this. Close your eyes if you want. Feel into your contact with the floor or whatever else you're sitting on. Maybe you're sitting on top of something else. Pay attention to your breathing. And just by focusing on it, it will start slowing down and getting deeper. Think about the length of your spine. Feel the expansion of the inhale. Think of the crown of your head reaching up. And the rooting down as your body contracts. And the exhale. Best we stay grounded. Have our spines nice and long. You'll allow muscles to relax. Taking in the way these deeper breaths feel in your body, where you're feeling your breathing. And scan your body to take in whatever other sensations are present for you. Making particular note of anything that doesn't feel so good so that you can bear it in mind as we practice, knowing that you are welcome to skip or modify anything I'll be doing and find the practice that's best for you. And whenever your attention is drawn away from noticing your breath and observing your body, just gently redirect and come back. And if, in addition to these shared intentions, you wish to layer on an intention of your own for this practice, go ahead and do so now. Let that form up and sink in. With our intentions in place, let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth with a sigh. You can let your eyes open if they're still closed. Let your chin come down towards your chest. Let's start at the top of things. Make some nice slow circles. Roll your ear towards your shoulder. Let your head tip back. Continuing maybe just as slowly as you can stand. Slowly is a relative term, and sometimes the slowing down can be the most difficult aspect. If you find any tight spots, you might pause at the tight spot and rock back and forth. When you finish the next circle, take a few in the other direction. And when you finish the next circle, lift your chin and look forward. And take some seated movements like cow pose and cat pose. Leading with the heart. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head tip back. Exhale, draw your heart back, let your head tip forward and down. Just follow the pace of your breath. And maybe you can feel and observe the breaths getting a little longer, the movements getting a little bigger with repetition. Letting the curves of the spine flow along as the heart leads the movement. We're focusing today on opening the heart space. As always, it'll be a full body practice, but that's our particular area of focus. After your next exhale, sit up tall again. Bring your hands out to the sides and rest just your fingertips on the floor to stay long in the spine. Inhale, lift your left arm up alongside your ear. Exhale, reach to your right. Feel for length from your hip up to your fingertips. Let your head be wherever your neck feels comfortable. Inhale to bring yourself upright. As you exhale, come into a twist. Bring the left hand to the floor behind you and your right hand to your left leg. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, invite your body to twist some more. Explore how much twist is enough. Asking your body if it wants to twist more, not telling it how far to go. Tuning into the wisdom of your body. And let yourself unwind and come back through center. Inhale, reach your right arm up. As you exhale, reach to your left. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, come into that other twist. Inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, twist some more. Let yourself unwind, come back to center. Often when we think about or talk about the heart, we just think of the chest, the front of the heart space, but it's a three-dimensional space. This is the heart region, shoulder blades is the heart region. Your spine moves in 6 different directions, and we've already done that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that has also already started to open up space in the heart region, giving more room for the lungs and the heart to do their work. Let's come up onto our hands and knees. Bring your hips above your knees, your shoulders above your wrists, or a bit behind your wrists if it's too much on your wrists to have your shoulders right above. And we'll do some more traditional cow and cat movements. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head and tailbone go up. Exhale, bring your heart up, let your head and tailbone come down. So it's a similar movement, yet it's very different on this axis because the bottom of your spine can move more freely than when you were sitting. And maybe you get a deeper heart movement on both hands. Maybe it comes forward more, maybe it goes back up more. After your next exhale, come back to table here with your spine neutral. Reach back and press into the ball of your left foot. Send your heel away from your tailbone. Let that leg lengthen. With an inhale, pick your foot up and reach straight back. With your next inhale, reach your right arm out to the side. If you like, you can bend your knee and reach back. See if you can take hold of your foot or ankle or pant leg. If you connect, kick against your hand, lift your knee, lift your chin. Opening the midline, shoulder, stretching the quadriceps. Release, then come down. Reach back and press into the ball of your right foot. With an inhale, pick your foot up and reach straight back. With your next inhale, reach your left arm to the side. Bend your knee, reach back, see about that bind, that additional stretching. Release, lower down. Step your left foot up between your hands. You might have blocks under your hands to ease that transition. Step your right foot up to meet it and hang out in forward fold, sway back and forth, then one leg, then the other. Heavy head, heavy arms. Nod your head. Shake your head. Today, when we lift halfway from forward fold, we'll do a variation with raised arms, like spreading your wings. So inhale, lift about halfway up, spine sort of parallel to the ground, and reach your arms out parallel to the ground. Exhale, fold down. So we'll incorporate that variation into our sun salutations, which we'll get to shortly. Inhale, all the way up, hands overhead. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let your hands hang at your sides. Lift your left shoulder towards your ear. Slide it back and let it down. And then your right shoulder up and back and down. Your shoulder girdle is like the top of your heart space. Your shoulders always ride at different heights, so it makes good sense to adjust them independently. Inhale, reach out to the sides. As you exhale, you can reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself, or if it's in your practice, you can take eagle arms, intertwine your arms and press your hands together. If you're in eagle, then move your elbows and your hands forward and up. So whether you're doing this or grabbing your shoulder blades, you're opening that space between your shoulder blades. Back of the heart. Inhale, spread your wings. And exhale, cross the opposite way. Inhale, open. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, out and up. Interlace your fingers. Flip your palms up. Look up at your hands. Lift up your heart. Maybe your hips even drift forward. Your head and your hands drift back. See how much your body wants. With an inhale, come upright. Exhale, bend to the right. Feel for length through both arms. More active side bend than the one we did earlier. Inhale, come back up. And exhale, bend to your left. You can feel that all the way down on my hip. Inhale, come up. Exhale, arms down. I'm going to grab a quick drink of water and we'll start into those sun salutations with the addition of raised arms on the half lift. Inhale out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. I like to take a few breaths in the first plank, finding a nice solid plank shape. Let your hips come down in line with your shoulders and your knees. You can lower your knees if a shorter plank is better for you. With an exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Keep your elbows in close. Press into your hands. Inhale to lift your head and chest to whatever height feels okay in your lower back. Exhale, rock back and slowly up to downward facing dog. And let's walk this dog. Pedal your feet up and down. Let your heels get closer to the ground. Eventually finding some stillness for a breath or two in downward dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop forward. Inhale, lift halfway, arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, half lift, arms wide. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank. When you're ready, on an exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, bring your heart forward. Exhale, back and up. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop forward. Inhale, lift halfway, raise your arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, half lift, arms wide. Exhale down. Step back to plank. On an exhale, lower. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, back and up. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, lift halfway, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift halfway, arms out. Exhale down. Step back to plank. On an exhale, lower. Inhale, bring your heart forward. Exhale, back and up. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, lift halfway, spread your wings. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. We're going to start into another one, but I promise we're going to do something different. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, half lift, arms out. Exhale down. Step back to plank. Exhale, lower all the way down like we did on the first one. And we're going to use the floor here for some deep shoulder opening work. Reach your arms out to the sides, palms down. Grip that floor with your left hand. Walk your right hand in and press away from the floor. So you come up onto your left hip, left side of your head, resting on the floor. There's a lot of opening, pressing that left shoulder against the floor. So maybe you stay right there. That can be a lot. If you want to go further, we have options. You could lift your right leg away from your left, like opening scissors.
Let the right heel drift back and let that knee bend. Then don't push your foot down, but just let the weight of your leg hang and see what happens there. Maybe the weight of the leg opens the hip, bringing in a spinal twist and adding to the force on the front of the left shoulder. And maybe you'll be surprised and your foot will find the floor. Just see where it wants to go, where it wants to go. You could stay there, that's a lot, or if you want to go further, you could reach your right hand up and like an owl turning your head, rotate your arm back and forth in the socket. You could also bend that arm and bring the back of your hand to your lower back. Very twisting, lots of opening, lots going on here. Feels good. Breathe into whatever sensation arises. And we'll take our time to come out just like we took our time getting here. If you've moved your right hand, bring it back to the floor near your chin and press into that hand to stabilize yourself. Then start to rewind that right leg. Lift your foot, straighten the leg, bring it forward. Let your right foot come down on your left foot. And walk that right hand back out. Come back onto your belly, rest on your chin or rest on one cheek for a few breaths. And tune into the difference between those shoulders. And we'll go for the other side. Grip the floor with your right hand, walk your left hand in, pressing that side away from the floor, coming up onto your right hip. And then if you like, lift your left leg, let the heel drift back, bend your knee, let that leg go where it'll go. And if you want, you can lift your left hand up, explore that rotation in the shoulder socket, explore the half bind if you like. Now let's start to rewind everything. If you moved your left hand, bring it back over by your face and ground into it. If you moved your left leg, take your time to lift it, straighten it out, bring it forward, and lower it down. Walk your left hand back out to the side. Pause again after you land on your belly for a few breaths. And maybe everything feels a little closer to the floor now. Bring your hands in under your shoulders. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Cobra or upward facing dog. And shimmy from one hip to the other. On an exhale, rock back and up to downward facing dog. A little variation here. Do some stretching across the back of the shoulder girdle. Lean your weight into your left hand and reach your right hand back to your right leg, wherever you can. Maybe it's your knee, maybe it's your shin. Slowly bring that right hand forward again, plant it, lean the weight into your right hand, reach your left hand back towards your left leg. Bring the left hand forward again. Let the weight equalize in both hands. Inhale, glide forward from down dog to plank. And exhale, slowly lower all the way down again. We'll do some more exploring, belly down here. Reach your hands down by your hips, palms down, fingers pointing towards the toes. Inhale, lift your chin, lift your feet, lift your hands, lift your chest, maybe lift your knees. Spine long, looking down but slightly forward, not scrunching the neck up one way or the other, a nice long curve. Exhale, slowly relax down. Rest on your chin or rest on one cheek for a couple breaths. Come back to center if you're resting on your cheek. Now, similar movement here, similar posture, but we're going to go deeper. Bend your knees, reach your heels towards your butt. One side at a time, reach back and grab your feet or ankles. You can use a strap here if you can't quite get the grip around your feet or your ankles. You can hold a strap in your hands and run the strap across the ankles. Lift your chin, lift your chest, maybe lift your knees, kick against your hands. Nice deep breath. Feel your shoulder blades drawing together. Deep, deep opening for the front of the heart space. Keeping your grip slowly, relax your legs, let your chest down, and let your chin down. Release your grip, let your hands down, keep your feet up, and let your feet wag back and forth. Sort of like windshield wipers, your lower legs. Feels nice in my lower back. Let your legs down. Bring your hands up under your shoulders. And press up and back to table. Back up onto our hands and knees. I'm going to sort of work the shoulders in the other direction here, do a twist. It's a spinal twist starting from table. So the twist is going to start at the waist, go up the spine and into an arm extension. We'll go to the left first. So inhale, twist through your lower back, middle back, upper back. Reach your left arm out and up and look up towards your hand. Exhale, come down, reach across under your body behind your right arm. Now let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, open up and reach up and look up. Exhale, come down and reach across. 1 more. Maybe the movement of the breath is getting a little bigger each time. And slowly lower down. Let your left shoulder down. Let the left side of your head come down. If your head doesn't want to reach the floor, shift your hips forward until it does. Now we can explore here like we did with that belly down, twisting against the floor. You can stay here, or you can reach back and press into the ball of your right foot. You could pick that foot up and reach back in the air. That does make you a little tippy. You could roll to the left and land on your back. You could bring this foot, right foot over by left hand. Or you could skip all that and keep your knee on the floor. You could keep your right hand here, stabilizing you, or you could reach it up Explore rotation, like we did before, or explore a half bind, like we did before. Similar movements. And like we did before, we'll undo things slowly. If you moved your right hand, plant it again. If you moved your right leg, take your time to bring it in and bring the knee down. Pressing into the right hand. Big inhale, open up and reach up and look up one more time. Exhale, come down. Now let's take 3 or 4 cow-cat breaths before we do that on the other side. Maybe these cows and cats are even bigger than when we did them before. And come back to table. I'm going to take the spinal twist into the arm extension, going to the right. Inhaling, twist through lower back, middle back, upper back, then reach your right arm out and up. Look up towards your hand. Exhale, come down, thread the needle, reach across. 2 more times. Big inhale. And big exhale. And take your time, gently let your right shoulder down and your right ear down. Stay there, or if you like, reach back and press into your left foot against the floor. Or reach up in the air. Or bring your left foot towards your right hand. Keep your left hand where it is, or reach up, explore rotation, or explore your half bind. Feel the breath getting into different places with each different posture. Slowly bring your left hand back if you've moved it. And your left leg if you've moved it. Big inhale, one more. Open up, reach up, look up. Exhale, lower down. Take 3 or 4 cow-cat breaths again here. Bring your big toes to touch. Open your knees wider if you like. If your knees trouble you, keeping them closer in would probably be better. Sit back towards your heels. Walk your hands forward, make your way to child's pose. Let it be as active or passive as you want. So maybe your hands want to keep reaching forward, or maybe you let your arms go slack. Maybe it'd feel nice to reach your hands back towards your feet. Let the shoulders really disengage. Observe your breath, scan your body. Maybe on the exhales, feel your hips settling back a bit more, down a bit more. Been talking mostly about the heart space, but of course the hips have gotten some action, some opening, some more space cleared there too. If you've reached your hands back, reach them forward again. Come on up to table, just passing maybe loosely through table. Cross your ankles. Walk your hands in towards your knees. You could roll over your ankles or tip onto one hip and swing your legs around. So we all end up sitting with the legs extended and the feet flexed back. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale to fold down over your legs. If your knees want to bend, let them bend. On the inhale, think of the crown of your head reaching forward. On the exhale, think of lowering down. Feeling for release in your lower back. Inhaling, walk your hands up the front of your legs and sit yourself up. Bring the soles of your feet together, leaving a big space between your pelvis and your heels. And grab the floor, reach over your ankles or under your ankles and walk your hands forward on the floor, making this pretzel type shape. And let your neck disengage, let your head drop and breathe into your lower back again. Slowly start to walk your hands back. Press yourself upright. Keeping your feet together, bring your heels in as close as you can. Interlace your fingers, grab your toes in your hands. Wriggle on your seat. Bring the bones in your seat closer to the floor and tilt your pelvis forward. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward with a long spine. See how far the long spine will go. Maybe your elbows press to the insides of your legs and nudge your hips open further. When the long spine stops lowering, let your neck disengage and let your head lower and breathe into your hips. Inhale, slowly sit yourself up. Let your arms help your legs. Lift your knees towards each other. Rest the soles of your feet on the floor. Plant your hands on the floor out past your hips. Wiggle your feet further apart, maybe out by the edges of your mat. And let your knees go back and forth. And as your knees go to one side, you can turn your head to the other side. And if you want, you can explore a bigger movement here, opening the front of the hip and opening the shoulder. As your knees go down to one side, lift the opposite arm, lift the opposite hip. It's similar to that flipping over we do sometimes from Three-Legged Dog. Different parts of the US, they call it flipping your dog or rock star or wild thing. It's got a really beautiful Sanskrit name. I never remember it. It translates to, I think it's the ecstatic unfolding of the enraptured heart, or something really flowery like that. We'll get into that on Wednesday. Explore that movement some more. I'll have the name right for that class. The original name. Things get renamed. Everything has at least 2 or 3 names. This is a similar action for your upper shoulder and upper hip. It's more accessible than the other posture. And then let's come down onto our backs. I'm going to grab these blocks here. We're going to play with bridge and floating bridge, and you can use blocks if you have them, and you don't have to have them to do this. We're going to come down onto our backs, feet planted, heels as close to your butt as they'll go. And if you've got blocks and you want to, you can put one between your knees on the middle position. Just helps keep your knees lined up, hip width apart. So you want your feet and your knees to be the same width apart as your hips are. So blocks can be helpful, just acting as spacers here. First, bridge. Press into your feet, inhale, lift your hips up. There's bridge pose. If you want to go further here, in opening the heart, you can wriggle your shoulder blades towards each other, clasp your hands under you, and reach your knuckles towards your heels. Might as well on a big heart opening day, but maybe you don't want to. Maybe you've had enough of that deep stuff now. If you're clasping your hands, release them. Exhale, slowly lower down. And explore a few breaths moving up and down the bridge. Inhale to go up, and exhale to go down. Think of your knees tracking forward towards your toes as you go up, and back towards your hips as you come down. Keeping those joints lined up for a stabler movement. And pause after you land. And we're going to work in an arm movement now. If you've got blocks, you might take the other block and hold it between your hands the long way. And if you don't have blocks, you can just rest your hands on your knees. And then inhale, lift your arms up and all the way back so your arms come up behind your head. So you can do that with or without your block. Holding the block's just a way to keep your arms lined up. And just taking some breaths here with the lungs open way up. Exhale, bring your arms forward so your blocks connect or your hands land on your knees. And we'll put the arm movement together with the bridge movement. Inhale, lift your hips, float your arms up and back. Exhale, start to lower your hips, float your arms forward and down. And just follow your breath. Explore that some more. If you feel like challenging yourself more, you can pause at the top of the movement. You could move more slowly. You could try lifting your hips higher. Make sure your neck stays relaxed. Sometimes we scrunch our neck up here. Your head will want to slide forward and back as you lift up and down. Just let it slide. And let's let the next exhale down be the last one. So if you were using blocks, we can move these well out of the way now. Draw your knees towards your chest, hug your knees, and rock and roll on your back, massage it against the ground. any movement that feels good here. Maybe there's smaller movements focusing right on the sacrum, or maybe bigger movements focusing on the surrounding muscles. Maybe more random movements, just kind of trying to get every part of the lower back there. And let your left foot down, plant your left foot, cross your right knee over your left knee. If that doesn't work for you, you could cross your left ankle over your right knee instead, make a figure four shape with your legs. Reach your arms out to the sides. And keeping your shoulders on the ground, let your legs fall to the left and turn your head to the right. Slowly come back up to center and cross your legs the other way. Plant your right foot, left knee over right knee, or left ankle over right knee, if crossing knees doesn't work for you today. Let your legs fall to the right and turn your head to the left. Keep your shoulders on the floor. And just let your legs go where they'll go. Not pushing them down, just letting them go, letting your breath wring you out. Slowly come back up to center. Uncross your legs. Bring your knees towards your chest. Reach your feet towards the ceiling. Reach your hands up, take hold of your legs or your feet. Play with bending and straightening your arms and legs. So this happy baby pose is maybe the most common inversion we do in a lot of classes. There's a variation you could add in here that might get deeper into the muscles around the shoulder blades. So there's a pose we do from forward fold called gorilla, where you stand on your hands. You slide your hands under your feet and then lengthen your legs. So you could do it here. You could reach your hands maybe to the soles of your feet if it's comfortable for you, if it's accessible. So I have the tips of my toes right in my wrist creases. And then I'm just gradually going to lengthen my legs. And notice that I'm saying lengthen, I'm not saying straighten, not aiming to lock my knees. I'm just pressing my feet against my hands and seeing how much of that feels beneficial. It's also great stretching the feet, the calves, the hamstrings. And I love how it feels. Just below my shoulder blades is where I'm most feeling that. I call it gorilla on our back. It's similar to that standing pose we call gorilla. And maybe you just want to play with happy baby. Maybe this doesn't feel good for you today. Maybe you could bend one leg, then the other. We call it happy gorilla. That feels pretty neat. There's some nice hamstring work there. But yeah, the shoulder blades, there's so many different connections around the shoulder blades. The shoulder blades are so mobile. I know prior to yoga practice, I was not at all conscious of all this stuff around my shoulders. The shoulders are important. The shoulders are the back of the heart space. And culturally, we're very front body focused. We tend to neglect the back body. And this has consequences. Things get stuck there. You can play with inverting as long as you like. Maybe it's happy baby, maybe it's this, maybe you're already doing something else. When you feel complete, had enough time with your legs and feet higher than your heart, make your way to your final resting pose. And maybe that's the traditional corpse pose with your legs extended, your feet splayed open, your hands resting at your sides. But maybe that's not comfortable. It's more important to be comfortable than it is to be in this posture. Sometimes lying flat doesn't feel good in the lower back. If that's the case, you could plant your feet and let your knees lean towards each other. You could bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees splay out. You could support your legs with blocks here. Find your comfortable resting position. You can conclude your practice in any posture where you can be comfortably still for a few minutes. Once you find your comfortable stillness, maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you focus on your breathing. Very simple way to meditate. Maybe you recall an intention you set at the start of your practice and reflect upon it. How did it work for you in practice? How might you extend that intention into the remainder of your day? Carry practice off the mat. You might choose something else to focus upon. You might not choose to focus and just let your mind drift, allowing your breath to slow down and get deeper, just as it did when we started. Each gentle exhale bringing you a little closer to the ground. Give yourself some deeper breaths. Invite small movements to your body. Letting them grow bigger, lead to other bigger movements. Taking your time, moving mindfully, cherishing your relaxation. Whenever you're ready for bigger movements, gently sit yourself up. And if you like, you can bring your hands up by your heart. Thank you for sharing your practice today. The light within me sees and honors that same light within each of you. Namaste. I'm here Wednesdays 8:15 and 10 a.m. for gentle class, Thursdays 8:15, and Fridays 10 a.m. for gentle class.